And welcome back. You are listening to Hysteria, the podcast for when you're feeling petty or you need a little sanity. And that's a great segue into our final segment of today, which is Sanity Corner. Okay, Alyssa, it's just me and you. This is going to be a loosey-goosey one.
Yeah, I'm feeling loosey-goosey.
I'm feeling loosey-goosey too. What is something that has sort of captured your attention this week in a petty way or a sanity-inducing way? Sanity-inducing.
Okay, so Erin, my Sanny Petty is both Sanny and Petty.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Oh, okay. Yes.
And just like that.
Okay.
Erin, I'm fully caught up on And Just Like That. And here's my Petty. The show has been horrible for like a season and a few episodes. It's like too much trying to be fit in. I really just wanted kind of the old show, but refreshed, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Erin, this week, they gave me what I was asking for. Aiden is back. Carrie is acting normal. She has realized Big was toxic. Miranda is an intern. Essentially, Charlotte and Harry have a throuple with Anthony, which makes their marriage actually interesting. And it looks like this week, Brady and Lily are going to do it. And when Carrie describes it, she says, please don't talk to me about this because it's like two of my stuffed animals having sex. This is what I was here for. I needed entertainment, not education in any way, shape, or form. Give me Che Diaz and Carrie's friendship, not Che Diaz and Miranda's very destructive, bad relationship. Mm-hmm. And I have rewatched the most recent episode twice because really, just give me Carrie and Aiden shopping for housewares at Williams-Sonoma. That's all I want. I want outfits. Give me Carrie. You know what? Carrie talking about an orgasm? I was like, oh, let me rewind that. I have not heard her talk about such things before. But it's like, I love some of the new characters they've brought in, but really, just make Sex and the City entertaining again, and that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have struggled through the first couple episodes of this season, but I'm going to say this, Alyssa. News witch or TV witch, you tell me. But in the first episode of the series, when Big dies on the Peloton or in the shower after falling on the Peloton, I told my mother-in-law that I think that this is all leading to her getting back together with Aiden.
You're a fucking witch. You're a fucking witch. I couldn't imagine, but let me just say, at this point, I am willing to cop that the last 15 episodes over the span of 2 seasons have been worth it for where we are now. I wish we had gotten here before episode 8, but I am enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to a new episode dropping.
Oh my God. I gotta say, it is, I cannot explain why I keep watching it, but I do. And I will, slowly I'll make my way through this drudgery of a season. But I feel like this season is like the Sex and the City 2 movie of the show.
Oh,
like it is is equally
just
like
keep watching. It's turning a corner. It's because you know what? Give me more Naya. I love Naya. I love Lisa Todd Wexley. They're great characters. Just make everybody fit in normally. It's like everything was so stilted before, and now Miranda as an intern. Erin, I love it.
They have done Miranda Hobbs so dirty. So dirty. She does not deserve the way she's being treated in the epilogue.
She was the baddest bitch for like how many seasons was the original Sex and the City? Like 8, 10? I don't even know.
It was 6 seasons, but there was like a couple that were in parts. But anyway, yeah, it was. It's fucking rude. It's rude what they're doing to Cynthia Nixon's character. I reject it.
But now she's taking over Human Rights Watch. I really, post-Succession, there's been a real vacuum, a real hole in my heart, my TV heart. And I thought it would fill it, and it wasn't filling my heart, but it is finally filling my heart. And I am hopeful that the next, I think, 3 episodes are build on my excitement.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go back to just trying to watch all the episodes of The Sopranos,
or that.
Imagine if they did like a Sopranos epilogue where it's like, well, they can't because I guess, well, no, they could. They could just be like, yep, Tony died. And like not really.
See, but they should do it like Tony should die and Meadows should have taken over the syndicate.
See, no, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Absolutely not. I refuse. No.
Okay.
No.
I think my husband is a purist and he would agree with you as well, but I'm just riffing here.
I think a really funny epilogue to The Sopranos would be animated and take place in hell, where they all went after they died. And it would be like,
Okay.
like all the wise guys in a place where they all have like, they live in like a state of eternal torment, but they get to have like lunch breaks and hang out and
it's
shoot.
still like that scene in Goodfellas where they're still cooking sauce and slicing garlic with a razor.
Yeah, surrounded by like the flames of eternal damnation. I mean, I would watch it as a web series. 5-minute episodes. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Something that's bringing me kind of a schadenfreude this week is just watching Ron DeSantis' campaign implode. The more people see of him, the more they're like,
Why?
what is...
How do you exist?
I really feel like Florida voters, Florida Republican voters, because I know we've got some Florida listeners who are like, not all Floridians. Okay, fine. Hashtag
We know.
not all Floridians. We know. Some of you are fine. But the people that voted for him, I'm like, you have to have a screw loose. How do you look at this guy and think, what a cool, normal man talking
There's
like a
nothing.
real human, cool dude doing real stuff. I don't get it. He doesn't know how to act like a human man. It's so weird.
No, he doesn't dress normally like a human man. He doesn't talk like a human man. He actually seems to be repelled by people, which is problematic.
I mean, I guess that explains some of the laws that he's championed, and his just general.
Yeah.
He's just a little turd. He's just a little turd.
And he hates people, but not in like a Larry David way that's actually funny.
Not in like a funny way. Like, he knows that he has something wrong with him, but he cannot stop himself from acting in a way that is antisocial. No, there's no self-awareness. That's the thing that's like, how? And like, I watched an interview or a clip from an interview that he did with his wife. She was like acting like she was trying to make it out like he was a really great husband, because when she got her cancer diagnosis, she's like a cancer survivor, that he picked up her kids from school.
Like what?
Run!
Bare minimum.
Bitch, they're your kids too. Like, what? I bet, like, that's a family that endorses the term babysitting when it refers to men watching their own children.
Yes.
Like,
That's how deep she had to dig for an act of kindness when she had cancer.
I mean, I'm sure, they seem like they really like each other. So it's like, okay, clearly he must have done other, like, how is this out of the bank of things you like about him, the thing you pick up? Like, why is this the thing you pick out? Like,
Right.
Casey. WYD, girl, what are you doing? It was so weird. I'll send you a link to it, Alyssa, because it's like,
Send me. I gotta see it.
look, I can't act, and I'm fucking Meryl Streep compared to her. She's like, and he's just, that's when I knew. That's when I knew.
When he picked up our children.
His own
when
children.
I had cancer.
When she had cancer. Great.
So when I knew he really loved me, we were in this through thick and through thin.
Husband of the year, I guess. I don't know. Like, how low are your standards that this is
They seem low.
That's, I mean, I don't know. I don't get it, but I am enjoying watching the downfall. Do you have anything else that's like kind of,
Yeah, Erin, as we were setting up to record today, I was been following a news story that I think our listeners should know about. As they know, Mazie Hirono, one of our favorite senators, has been on here many times. There is a terrible situation unfolding on the island of Maui. Strong winds from Hurricane Dora are fanning flames of wildfires on Maui. It's so bad that 911 services are out because the cell towers have been burned down. The main street of Lahaina in Maui, Front Street, several businesses have burned to the ground. Hundreds of houses have been destroyed. It's really terrible. They're saying all services are overwhelmed. Hospitals are overwhelmed with burn victims. Ugh. So everyone, keep an eye out on Maui, and we'll see if there are ways that we can help.
Yeah, I guess the Sanity Corner within that is we'll be on the lookout for ways that we can help, and we know our listeners always step up, and so we will put that on blast when we have information about how to help
Good
people
information.
there. And hopefully we can make a difference to the people who have, like, at this point, lost everything. It's really sad. Yeah, I mean, this is also sort of like a reality of climate change. This is just, and it's, I don't know, man. I was driving in, Los Angeles the other day, and I stopped and I got out, and it was just so hot, like so hot. I mean, it's hot here all the time, but it was just like untenably hot as I was walking across the parking lot, and I was like, God, we took oil and we made it into a thing, and then we covered all our roads with it. Like, it's a petroleum derivative.
It makes no sense. They should just they should be painting all the roads with that paint that reflects the heat that could save the environment.
Well, then we need, like, super sunglasses, because I bet that shit burn your retinas right off. Yeah. We're all going to have goggles. We're moving into a future of goggles. Are you prepared?
I was born for goggles. Fits my aesthetic.
There's one more story that sort of caught my eye this week. And it was the Alabama boat brawl. Did you? Okay.
Of course I did.
Everybody saw this because it was, like, incredible cinema. First of all, it is filmed from, like, 20 different angles. And so you can see all of this unfold from so many different ways. Like, there's a part where basically a boat, a pontoon boat full of white people was docked in a place where it shouldn't have been docked. It was docked where it shouldn't have been docked. And a riverboat full of black people was supposed to dock there. And so the a member of the ship's staff went over and was like, hey, guys, you got to move your pontoon boat. And the white people were like, no. And it escalated to a couple of the white people attacking the member of the crew. The member of the crew throwing his hat up in the air, and reinforcements swarming in and
swimming in.
That kid was okay.
That 16-year-old kid who jumped down and swam across to help. God bless.
16 years old, swims across, pulls himself up using only
his
upper
arms.
Body strength, then shakes his shoes off and, like, gets involved in the fight. It was cinematic, and it was mega viral earlier this week. A chair was involved at one point.
Yeah, folding chair.
I think that, like, as a white person watching it felt good, because it was like, oh, these people, the white people, were the instigators who were in the wrong, and they got what they.
Three of the male Karens have been charged, which is great.
Yep. And in terms of, like, the fight itself never escalated to a point where people were, like, bleeding. So it was like,
no,
it was like there was a folding chair, but I could tell it was one of those, like, plastic IKEA folding chairs.
Right.
And so people weren't, like, breaking bones or anything. It was like an ass whooping, a pride wounding, a pride whooping, I would say.
It was a pride whooping.
Yeah, for sure. And it was nice to watch. I don't know if the guy who was wielding the chair has gotten charged with anything yet, but if and when he does, I feel like that GoFundMe runneth over.
It will.
100%. Anything else happen this week?
No, that was good. I feel like we had a real gambit today.
We did run the gambit. I have to say before we go, I cannot get Planet of the Bass out of my head. We are going on a week and a half of me having a parody song from TikTok stuck in my head, and it's taken over my life. All of the dream.
How can you detox from something like that?
I don't know, but I'm going to be talking about it on Terminally Online this week for
good.
Crooked subscribers. So be sure to tune in to listen to me be just completely unhinged about a parody song from TikTok. That's all the time we have for this week's episode of Hysteria. Alyssa, what a fun episode. This was fun.
What a fun episode. Yeah, just covered a lot.
The gang's both here, right?
Yeah.
The gang's both here. Thank you to TJ Raphael for joining and for making her incredible podcast. Everybody, please listen to Cover Up the Pill Plot. It is so good. Listeners, if you want to get in touch, hysteria@crooked.com. You can tweet at us if you want, even though we don't really use that website anymore. You can find us on Instagram. And thanks for listening, guys. There will be more Hysteria next week.